Hi everyone! Summer break is just about over. Okay, and probably by the time you're watching this video, it's gonna be over and it's school time. So, first things first, I hope everyone had a wonderful break. Despite the global pandemic and everything else going on, I hope it was great. And I know it was shorter than we're used to, but sometimes I feel like the long summer break is actually too long. So let's see how this goes. But I think we're gonna be on the right track for this quarter. Okay, so welcome to Medical Care Organizations. This course is called 3060 now. Okay. Welcome to the semester system. This is gonna be interesting. We're gonna do a little well, it's going to be all online, and it's our first semester. It's our first time doing a semester system, so let's see how this goes. If you have had me before, you probably already kind of know how I usually do class, but we're going to do things, we're going to make a few changes. So things are going to go a little bit different, but also kind of the same. So it's not going to be too much of a shock. All right, let's move forward. So in this welcome video, I'm going to go over, well, the purpose of this course. I think you guys know the purpose of this course, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Then we're going to look at all the different grading components. Okay. And then we're going to go over how you guys are going to be able to get your course resources. It's not all going to be on Blackboard, so pay attention to that. And then we'll go over the makeup work, how the makeup work situation is going to happen, and somewhat finish off, okay? All right, let's do this. So anyways, the purpose of this class in particular is to get you guys familiar with how the healthcare delivery system works. So we're going to, this is really digging in deep, getting in and having a general understanding of all the little fragmented parts of our healthcare delivery system. And as you're going to find out later on in the course, or actually when you first start the course, is that our healthcare system isn't really a true system. It's like a bunch of little parts that are kind of fighting each other. So, you know, we'll get to know why that is and what's up with that in this course, okay? And one thing I do want to let you guys know that there's so much information. Okay, and how I like to do things is really simplify them down. I like to make everything way more simple, okay? Because really, we need to know the concepts, okay? We need to know how things work. We need to know these concepts, and we need to know how we can apply them to life, okay? There's no point on memorizing, okay? I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but especially where we're going in the future, we don't really have to memorize information. We just need to know how to use information. So that is what we're going to work on in this course, is understanding how these parts work, and then we're going to kind of figure out how to use this information. All right? So it's going to be like that. I'm sorry if you're one of those students who like to memorize the book and then repeat the book back to me in an essay question on the exam, because it's not really going to be like that. Okay, we're focusing on the concepts and the information and how we can apply that information. All right, so let's move forward. This is the book that we are going to be using for this course, Delivering Healthcare in America by Shi and Sang, and this is the 7th edition. So this is the latest edition that I am aware of. I think there's going to be a new edition soon, because usually they poop out another one like every other year. So this one came out, I think we're due for a new one. But anyway, this is the one that we're going to use because it's the latest one available. All right, it is also probably the most expensive version. So if you are someone who likes to purchase textbooks and keep them forever, or keep them for as long as you need, and actually for this particular one, this is the one textbook I would recommend buying and having forever, okay? Because this textbook kind of gives you a little bit of everything going on in the healthcare delivery system. It's almost like an encyclopedia, okay? So regardless of how old these editions get, there aren't too many things that change with every single edition, okay? There might be certain policies that may have changed, but government moves really slow, and so policies don't really change too much over the years. So, you know, each edition might be slightly different, but most of them are the same. If you were to purchase like a 5th edition or a 4th edition, that's going to be okay too. That's probably fine. Some things will be a little bit different. We're really just using this as reference, and this is a wonderful book. Okay, it has so much information. It's perfect for this class, and it's also perfect to use and to keep with you, especially if you plan to go on to grad school. Okay, you're probably going to use this book for reference, especially if you have papers to write and things like that. Okay, this is a great book. Any kind of research or any kind of project you have in the future, you can start with information here that will help lead you to other things. Trust me, I was there. Okay, that happened to me when I was in grad school. So this is a really, really good book. But I do want to say, if you would rather not keep it, but you still need the book, then I would say, why don't you just rent it? Rent it for the semester. You won't be sorry. I don't think it's too expensive to rent, and I'm actually going to give you guys a link in this description, and also I will give you guys, I'll put the link on the our website as well, so you can use that to rent the book from chegg.com if that's what you want to do. Okay? You can also rent, I think they have the older editions available as well. So if you wanted to do that and spend less money, that also works. All right, let's move forward. Let me take a drink real quick. It's like I'm always drinking tea. It's my thing. All day. Anyway. Okay, so next we're going to look at participation in this course, or I call it participation. I categorize it as participation. These are really the activities, the things that we're going to be doing in class, okay? So first of all, homework, we're going to have assignments. There are going to be 2 assignments due every week, no exceptions, and our assignment days, our assignment due dates, are going to be Wednesdays and Fridays, okay? And the reason why I said Wednesdays and Fridays is just because I feel like, I know our class is a Monday-Wednesday class, but I feel like Mondays, I don't know if everyone's gonna have all their stuff done on Monday. People might struggle a bit, you know, because you don't really have that week momentum built up yet. So I feel like Wednesday and Friday might make a bit more sense. And this is really an online class anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to utilize different days of the week. It doesn't always have to be Monday. So anyway, every Wednesday and Friday by 11:59 p.m. you will have an assignment due. No exceptions. You will always have the assignment due, so don't even question it. You will. And if you don't see an assignment there on Blackboard, you should probably contact me and let me know that I don't see the assignment, and I know it's not past its due date or due time, so, you know, there could be like a technical error maybe on my end, so I need to fix that. So let me know if you don't actually see it up, so I can make sure that it's available to you guys. Another thing about the assignments is that once it's past its due date, you will no longer have access to that assignment. Okay, so you have to turn in your assignments on time, okay? Always on time, no exceptions. All right, if you miss a day or you miss your assignment due date, then that's it. You're going to have a 0. And The only way you get to redeem yourself from that is at the end of the semester, I will open up our old assignments so you can turn them in again, or you can try to turn them in again. You can do them for half credit. Okay, so that will happen at the end of the semester, the last week, but throughout the semester, if you miss your assignment due date, you don't get to do that assignment until that's it. You're going to have a 0 until the very end when you can make points for half credit. Okay. Basically, every Wednesday you're going to have an assignment that's really going to have to do with the questions on this. You're just going to be answering questions, and the questions are going to have to do with just basic information from our video lectures. Okay, so you're just going to be doing that. And then Fridays, the assignment that's going to be due on Fridays is going to be a little bit more, it's going to have more to do with application of the concepts that we're learning. Okay, so you'll be writing a paragraph or 2 paragraphs or 3, applying the knowledge that we learned that week. Okay, so those are the different types of assignments that you guys are going to have due every single week. Right, so that's it. Attendance now. So attendance is, coming to class is so important. Back when we had class on campus, I was able to figure out that those students who decide not to come to class regularly, not the ones who just, miss class sometimes because you have something going on or you're sick or whatever, but the ones who don't come regularly and who only show up for a test or something, those specific students do terrible in this class, okay? And the system is set up to kind of, make sure that you do horrible if you don't actually do the work and participate and follow along in the class. The system is set up for those of you who are making that effort to do really, really well, okay? So you will do very well, I guarantee you, if you watch all the videos, okay? You watch the videos, you do your assignments, you study your reviews for your quizzes and your exams, and that's really it. That's pretty much the whole class, but if you do what you're supposed to do, you will do very well. Now, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, okay, if you don't follow along, you don't do what is, the assignments and the activities that are given to you, then you're going to do terrible. It's impossible, because it's never been done, actually, for anyone to just do nothing and then show up for a test. So if you're a student that only likes to take exams and you don't like to do the homework and you don't want to go to lecture or watch a lecture video, you're not going to be successful in this class. Maybe other classes you will, but not this one. Okay, there's really no way around it. No one's ever cracked the code and been able to, so don't take it as a challenge, please. It's not worth your grade going bad if you decide to, oh, she's challenging me, well, I'm gonna be the first. You're probably not. And don't ruin your grade. That's a really bad idea, okay? It's not worth your education. All right, so let's follow along. So anyway, attendance is very important, and since we can't go to campus for lectures, we're going to watch videos that I have already made, okay? And those are going to, each video that I have created will serve as, it's equivalent to a lecture that you would have watched or attended on campus, okay? So for every chapter lecture that is, that you are supposed to be doing that particular week, you are going to watch that whole thing, and hopefully you're following along with the PowerPoints that I will give you, okay? And you can print them out, or you can just, keep them on your computer, however you want to do this. But throughout those PowerPoints, there are going to be, it's not going to be very complete. You're going to notice that there are going to be holes. There are going to be sections of those PowerPoints where there will be missing words, missing phrases. Okay, and how we're going to keep track of attendance and make sure that you are watching the videos is that when you watch those videos, you are going to be writing down the missing keywords and phrases. Okay, the missing keywords from the PowerPoint. Okay, because you're going to get that information from the video. So you watch the video, you see which keywords and phrases that you need, then you're going to write them down. And then you're going to submit that on Blackboard for your attendance grade. Okay, there will be, each week, your attendance grade is going to be worth 10 points. So ideally, so what's going to happen is you're going to have a set amount of key phrases and words that you will have to be able to find and fill out from the videos, right? And if you caught all of them, you will get the full 10 points. If you didn't catch them, you might only get a portion of the attendance points. Okay, maybe there were 10 key phrases that you were supposed to find in the lecture video, and you only found 3. Well, if that's the case, you're only getting 3 points for your attendance, and you will not get the full 10. Okay, so, and there will be no makeup for the attendance. Okay, so you will be watching those particular lecture videos for that week, and you're expected to watch them sometime in that week. Okay, the cool thing about being online is that having an online class is that we can kind of take advantage of this asynchronous remote school system. Okay, so we can actually do things on our own time. We don't have to all be sitting together as a class focused on one, in one direction. You don't have to stop the rest of your day for this particular thing, but you will have to do it some point in that week. Okay, so you go ahead and create your schedule however you need to, but you're responsible for that. Okay, hope that makes sense. Let's move forward. So next we're gonna have quizzes. If you have me before, you kind of know the drill here. So we're gonna have 4 quizzes for this course, for this semester. Okay, we're gonna take a total of 4 quizzes. Now, only the top 3 of those quiz scores will actually count for your grade. Your worst quiz score, I'm going to add as extra credits, but this is gonna happen at the end of the semester. So the last week after we've taken our 4th quiz is when I'm going to kind of redo and update everyone's grades. And for those of you who decided to follow the rules and do what you're supposed to do, you will probably have all 4 of your quizzes. Okay, so you'll have 4 quiz scores. Your top 3 will be part of your grade, and then your worst quiz score, hopefully it's a decent score, but even if it's terrible, it's fine, whatever, because however many points you get for your worst score is going to be added as extra credit into your grade. So pretty much no matter what, as long as you take all 4 quizzes, you will have a good amount of extra credit points as a cushion for your grade. Okay. Now, if you decide that you're not going to take all 4 quizzes, which there are always a couple who do that, then that sucks, because now you have no cushion. You're just going to be you're going to be dependent on how well you perform in your quizzes and the 3 that you did take, and your exams and everything else that you have. Okay, so, and most people don't get perfect scores on everything. So you definitely want to take all 4 quizzes. Okay, so also what's going to happen is with every quiz, okay, every time we do take a quiz, I will allow you to make up the quiz questions that you got wrong. So you can go ahead and redo them for half credit. The thing is, those questions that you got wrong, you can't, do not, and I can't stress this enough, but because more than half of everyone always gets this wrong. If you just tell me what the answer is, that one word answer from that multiple choice question, then I'm not giving you any points, okay? You have to re-answer that question that you got wrong and like as a paragraph answer, okay? Give me a paragraph answer. You need to give evidence now. You need to give full support for your answer at this point. You can't just write down a word. You can't just write down what the multiple choice answer was. Oh, hey, it was this answer. This is the right one. I don't care anymore. Okay, I already gave you guys the right answers anyways. You guys should be able to see the right answers after you take your quizzes. What I need from you is to really understand why that's the right answer. So what you're gonna do, if you want to have credit back on that quiz, is you have to go and write a full paragraph about the answer. Explain the answer, give support, some detail. And I never ignore people who go above and beyond. Okay, so if you are someone who is going to actually do some additional research and you want to provide me with the references that you from where you got your support for your answer, wow, that's great. Guess what? If you did really great, if you blew my mind with your answer to that question, I'm probably going to give you more points than just half credit. Okay, I am a sucker for people who go above and beyond in class, so I always reward that with the best thing. What's currency in class is extra credit, right, and points. So I'm going to give you more points to your grade if you do really well at something, and that's how it's always going to be. If I see that you did if you impress me in your homework, I'm gonna give you more points. If you impress, like anywhere, okay? If I see you're putting in the extra several miles in your work, then you are definitely going to get more points, okay? That's just how it is. So that's also another way that the system is set up for people who make an effort. You will be successful in this class, okay? I guarantee you. Okay, so exams. We're going to have a midterm, we're going to have a final. The midterm is going to be the first half of the course material, and the final exam is going to be everything. Okay, so the midterm is going to be 150 points, multiple choice, true, false. I will have a bonus essay question in there, so there's some more extra credit that you could start racking up as well. And then in the final exam, it's going to be the same thing, except there will be more questions. So the midterm exam is usually 50 questions. The final is 100, okay? That being said, we will always be reviewing, especially for the final exam. We are definitely having a class review of all the material covered together, and we're going to do that via Zoom, okay? Okay, research project. Okay, everyone's favorite. So research project. If you have had this class before, or you have people who have had me with this class before, you might think that you already know what you're getting yourself into with this research project, but it's going to be a little bit different this time. Okay. Given where we are going, I don't think it serves, the direction where we're going, towards the future and all that, it's not going to serve you as well to focus completely on a research paper, a formal paper, rather than a presentation. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. That is why the presentation is worth just as many points as your paper. Okay, while formal writing is important, when you actually get out there and do your job, you're going to find that presenting information to people is king. All right, that's way more important. It's going to get you more places and all of that, you know, if you can present information very well in front of an audience or just in front of a person, anything. If you're trying to convince anyone to purchase anything from you, if you're trying to convince anyone to give you a grant for some kind of research that you want to do, if you are trying to teach people how to use a certain software in a medical facility, you have to know how to present that information to people. Okay, so presentation is king, and we're going in that direction. It's so much more important, not only just physical presentations, but right now virtual presentations are so important. Okay, and I feel like I really believe that we're going into a direction now where a lot of work is going to be virtual. Okay, a lot of what we're doing, a lot of what you guys have to look forward to is going to be virtual. You're going to be doing a lot of things remotely. Okay, and you're going to have to know how to do that. Well, communication and presentations are going to be what's going to help get you there. So we are going to emphasize the presentation portion a lot, all right? But yes, the paper, the formal writing is always important, but you're not going to be doing too much of that depending on whatever your job is after you graduate from here. You might not do too much formal writing. Okay, you might, especially if you're going on to grad school, you're definitely going to need formal writing. So we do need to cover that, and we do need to make sure that everyone knows what the deal is and what they have to look forward to and how to do that if they have to do that. However, got to work on that your presentation skills, guys. So that's very important, and that's what, you know, I'm going to really emphasize that in this class. So anyway, moving forward, the research project, we will go over this a little bit in more detail, probably in about a month or so. I'll give you guys more information. I'll create more videos that will help you with this project. But for now, just to get the juices flowing and let you give an idea of what you have to look forward to and what you might have to start considering in the near future will be, first of all, you can work with another group. You can work with a group or you can work by yourself. There are no rules here. The only thing is, if you're going to work with a group, I'm not going to allow anyone to work with more people than 5. Okay? 5 is the max. But you can work by yourself and you can work with other people. I highly suggest that you do work with other people and that you learn. You start putting yourself in more situations where you are working with other people, because in the future, okay, when you have your careers going, you're going to be doing a lot more teamwork. Okay, so you do need to know how to do that well. All right, so I highly recommend that you do it, but if anything, at least you're going to really do well with the presentation. We're going to really emphasize that, and I will give you a lot more information and tips and things like that will help you with your presentation. How we're going to be presenting will be through a video. Okay, we're not going to do this live in real time. You guys are going to create a video to present your information. That can be in any form, but it has to be clear. It has to be very catchy, interesting. You have to be able, the point of this information is for you to relay in the presentation, for you to relay information about your project to everybody. You want to explain this to everyone. Essentially, if you were in the real world and this were a job, you would be trying to pitch something to us. This would be an informative video that you're actually trying to get customers with, okay, or get people on board, get people to adopt your system or your policy, all right? And that leads me to the last thing about this project, which you're going to be doing is going through and we'll get to know the healthcare system as we proceed throughout the semester, but your focus for this project is to find inefficiencies in any kind of program, policy, organization, just anything inside the healthcare delivery system that you have found maybe through one of the lectures or you found on your own. Okay, look for a huge inefficiency, a huge problem, okay? And then you're gonna, so in your project, you're going to talk about why it's a problem, why it's bad, why it's inefficient, why it doesn't work, why it needs to be changed. And then the second half of your project is going to be you creating the solution to that problem. Okay, so you are going to go, all right, well, I propose that we have a whole new organization that does such and such because it's going to solve the problem that we just discussed about blah, blah, blah with that organization over there. Or something like this, but you kind of get it, and we'll go over this a lot more later. Let's move on. Okay, so, all right, now let's talk about course resources. So Blackboard and email, yes, but that's also very old-fashioned, and that was good. That served its purpose back when we used to go to campus class. We don't do that anymore, and we need to do a lot more virtual things. What I think that we need to do, given that this is we're in this online, part of our lives, a part of time right now. A lot of things are going remotely. Who knows when we're all going to go back? Or if we ever will, okay? We might just be moving forward from here. Who knows? But we need to start, in my opinion, we need to start opening more communication and more connectedness in other forms, okay? So it's not going to just be Blackboard and email, because I feel like half of you people can't even get the messages on time. Okay, with Blackboard and email, even though you guys all have the app. Well, some of you might not. But what we're also going to be doing is, well, I have created this website. Some of you already know, but some of you do not. This website is going to be a resource for all of you. This is where you're going to access course information, and it's also going to be where you are able to access a lot of other resources pertaining to the beginning of your career journey as well, because I have a lot of information on there that I plan to help you all with. So I hope you guys can read that, but this is just ProfessorHussein.com. Okay, in the menu of this website, you're going to be able to find your course, okay, and then it's going to ask you for a password, okay, for you to access your particular course. So your course's password is college, all lowercase. It just says it's just college, all right? That's your password. That's how you're going to get in. And you're going to get in, you're going to see all the PowerPoints for each chapter and also links to all the YouTube videos for the lectures, okay? And then in addition to that, there will be other course materials and whatnot. In addition to that, I suggest, since I don't know if email is always going to do it, some people can kind of get behind when they're just sitting there waiting for, I guess they're just sitting there waiting for someone to tell them something. But last quarter I did notice some inefficiencies a little bit in just using Blackboard and email. So some people in a way did get left behind, and I had to chase them, okay, to try to get them to follow along. So we don't want to do that, okay? I want to make sure that the You guys have all the stuff that you need. So what I'm going to suggest, and this is not a requirement, but I highly, highly recommend that you do this. You will, okay, the YouTube channel is called, you can go ahead and search this, but this will also be, I'll give you guys reference to this as well. But so you can go ahead and search this in YouTube. All right, you should be able to find this, Professor Ashley Hussein. Okay, and when you find the channel, I would suggest go ahead and subscribe to it. You don't have to, but given that that they will send you notifications. Okay, so at least this way, anytime there's a new video or an announcement, because I will be putting announcements, a lot of announcements will be in video instead of just typing things, because I kind of feel like, I don't know, I'm thinking that in some ways last quarter, just writing long emails, nobody likes that, all right? Nobody reads them through, but people like videos. So a lot of the things, many times when I'm going to relay information to you guys, it's going to be through video, okay? And I will be posting them in YouTube, so you're gonna want to, yes, I will send them out to everyone through email, but I wouldn't rely on that because some people don't check their emails. Or I don't know the problem there actually, but if it's just, I just feel like if we put our eggs in all these different baskets, we're gonna be successful. Okay, that's why. So I suggest, if you think that, oh, I spelled that wrong. So if you think that this is you, please go ahead and subscribe to that channel. And what you should actually do is look at the different playlists, because there's a playlist for each particular class. So just save the playlist that's for your class, okay? I think that's what it's called, where you hit that plus. There's like a plus sign at the top of the playlist or something like that. It's something like that or whatever, and it has like, it goes like this. It looks like that. I would press that so that you can just go straight to the playlist, because that particular playlist is just for it's specific for your class. Okay. I hope that helps. I hope you guys do it, and for those of you who don't, I hope that you're paying attention to everything else. All right, so always be checking the YouTube for the announcements and for you know, information for your particular class, but also emails, and those are where you're going to get most of your information for the class. And then your course resources will all be provided at professorhussein.com, but your assignments, when you turn things in, that will all be on Blackboard. I know it's all kind of separate, but I just feel like it'll make sense, I promise. It'll start to really make sense. It's just an easier way to start to, you know, put things together. Blackboard does not have all the capabilities that a lot of other platforms have. So that's why I feel it works. But anyway, moving forward. So makeup work. Makeup work, like I said, anytime you miss an assignment at all, you're done. You get a 0 and you're done for the rest of the semester with that particular assignment until the very end. Now the last week of class, or the week before finals, basically, that's, yeah, let me put week before finals. The week before finals is when I will open it all up, and then you can actually do your makeup work for half credit. Okay, you're only getting half credit for the work that you want to make up. I wouldn't rely on that, because if you wait till the very last minute, you're stressed out and you're only getting half of the points. So it doesn't make sense. It's not really benefiting you at all. So I would only rely on that if worry about doing that option if you have to. But for the most part, don't do that. Do your work on time. Okay, and if for whatever reason, if you are experiencing any kind of issues, anything is happening in your life, anything that isn't allowing you to turn in assignments on time, or you're having some kind of issue with the exams or the quizzes or anything going on, anything at all, please communicate with me so we can figure something out. Okay, don't wait until your grade drops and then I go, oh no, this person's grade is severely dropping and it seems like they're not doing anything. They're either want to fail, they don't care, or something is wrong. So usually I will try to go after you and figure out if something is wrong, if you're okay. But for the most part, you know, it's not, I shouldn't have to do that, and you guys need to tell me if something actually is. Okay? So, something's going on, please communicate it so we can figure out another option for you. We'll work something out. Other than that, if everything is fine, you're responsible for doing everything on time. Okay? All right, so everything, a lot of this information is in the syllabus and all that. Don't do plagiarism. You know, another thing, I feel a lot of you are probably going to ask me about Zoom meetings and things like that. So let me see if there's a bit, oh, yellow. All right, so Zoom meetings. On the syllabus, I have actually put they're tentative dates. They're not going to be 100% in stone. Like, these are days that we will get onto Zoom. But about maybe 4 or 5 days out of the whole semester is when we are going to get together on Zoom. And the whole purpose of that is so that we can just meet, and as a class, we can figure out if there are any issues, any kind of problems. If we need to review assignments, most of the time I will have some sort of review activity, so we can just make sure we're all sort of on the page with the material, the same page with the material. But at the same time, this is also a really good time for you guys to just ask me sort of questions, or if anyone's having issues, or if the class thinks that certain things are unnecessary or there's something wrong or anything like that, we can address them at that point and then try to fix it. Okay, it's not, I want to say more than likely we will have our Zoom meetings on those particular days. But if for whatever reason we can't, or then don't worry, I'll be sending out videos and any kind of, I'll always be answering questions, I'll always be sending out videos, I'll always be providing as much information as I possibly can, and all of that. But I don't think that we need to babysit each other and come to class on Zoom at certain designated parts of the day if this is an online class. So I do feel like, you know, videos like this should be sufficient, and that way you guys can take advantage and watch the course material on your own time. Okay, so if it's not convenient for you, a lot of us have sort of gotten used to being at home all day and getting things done here, and some of us actually started working in, you know, during the day or doing other activities now that we don't go to campus. So if that's you, I'm not going to expect you or force you to do anything like this. The Zoom meetings, they will be for our benefit, for, you know, everyone's benefit, but I will not, I'm not going to take points away if you don't attend, although I will like an explanation if you cannot. So anyway, those are tentative dates for our Zoom meetings, and most likely they will happen on those dates, but who knows, maybe they won't. But I will announce that and let you guys know, and we'll figure out where to go or what to do after. But for the most part, usually when we're going to have a Zoom meeting, it's because I want us to all have some sort of review activity so we can connect, we can exercise the material as a class a little bit, and then also address any issues or problems, or even have a discussion about something. Anyway, let's move forward. So from here on out, the class, any kind of changes in our class structure or anything like that will come from all of us. We're gonna vote on it if there's anything that we really need to change. Okay. So what else did I want to say? Okay, so the things that are 100% set in stone: the assignments, the attendance, okay, the quizzes, the exams, and then our project. The Zoom meetings, not 100%. All right. Just another recap on how you're going to get your information. You will go to the course website, okay, at professorhussain.com. Your password is college. You should be able to see all of your PowerPoints for each chapter, along with the videos, the lecture videos, okay? Another way that you can set yourself up for success and make sure that you don't miss information is to make sure, well, I suggest, go ahead and subscribe to that particular YouTube channel, and then add the add the playlist that has to do with your class. You don't need to get other information in there. You're gonna mix things up, but only if that's your class. Go ahead and add that playlist, save it so that you know, anytime you sign into YouTube, hopefully it'll show up in your account if there are any new videos in that playlist for you to watch. There could be announcements, there could be anything like that. So you will have that there just in case you missed the emails. But of course, I will also email you guys about this stuff, okay? Blackboard is where you will turn in assignments and where you're going to take your exams and quizzes. Okay. Yeah. All right. How are you going to contact me? Okay. Don't forget, this is the course website. All right. And if you need to, you can always text or WhatsApp me, and then here's my number. Okay, so if email or something like that isn't working, don't call me, and if you call me, I'm probably not going to answer because I don't know who you are. All I can see is the number. But if you text me or WhatsApp me, then you send me your message, let me know who you are, which class you're in, and what you need to tell me. Okay, what you need to ask or let me know. There is the YouTube channel name, okay, just Professor Ashley Hussain. You can go ahead and look this up, or you can just see, the channel once I send you the videos, okay. Also, my email, it's not there, but anyway, my email is in Blackboard, okay, so you guys can definitely see that, and then you can easily just email me through Blackboard. That's always an option. But also, if you want to have like a one-on-one conversation via Zoom or anything like that, you can contact me in whatever way you feel more comfortable. You can text me, send me an email, whatever you got to do, and then we can set an appointment to have a Zoom meeting, okay? Okay, so I hope that gives you a good idea of what you're in for this semester, and I hope that this semester we're able to work, we're able to learn a lot, and that you all do really, really well. And I know that you will, as long as you do what you're supposed to do. Anyone that makes an effort is going to get a good grade. I promise you. That is my guarantee. All right. And if you don't make any kind of effort, then you're not going to do well. Sorry. You need to make an effort. Okay, so I hope everyone has a great day, and go ahead and get started on your coursework and all that. the first week of school, we are starting with our assignments. Okay, so don't think that because it's the first week of school, we're going to skip all the work and start next week. No, this isn't an online class. You're doing everything on your time. We're not going to have a day specifically set aside for the intro and, you know, and then we'll work next week. It's not going to happen this semester. So as soon as you see this video, go ahead and get started, get yourself set up for class because your first assignment is due on Wednesday. All right, so everyone have a wonderful rest of your week and go ahead and get started.